Yo. Big Catch back up in here. Shout out to Fantastic Hip Hop, man. He just covered the Drake and the Aiden Ross stream, the Drizmish stream. And we about to get into it, y'all. Man, this title reads, Why Drake Just Quit Rap for Streaming and Everyone Hates Him For It. Nah, we don't hate him for it. He just need to go take a break, man. Really, because he just embarrassed himself, man. We about to get into this video. I will leave a link in the description. Y'all know I'm like holding y'all. Without further ado, let's get it.
Now, when it comes to Drake, the ending that his 2024 is getting has never spoken more volumes to where his career is at, because as during the holiday season, to celebrate this time of year, as Kendrick Lamar and his label did a toy drive and concert where his entire crew from him to SZA and everyone else in TDE played music for one of the most genuine purposes there is, and as a result of everything they were showing, it really symbolized how much of a unifying force hip-hop can be as a whole. Right around the same time as Kendrick showed how powerful hip-hop can be, Drake announced that he was teaming up with one of the most polarizing streamers on the planet, whose very essence and nature dispels what rap music was put into the cultural zeitgeist in the first place to represent, with none other than Aiden Ross. And making
he trying to do everything Kendrick doing.
What Drake just did even worse. The entire purpose of it was to uplift a company that all it wants you to do is waste your hard-earned savings and get back pretty much nothing in return. And even while Drake was trying to garner up the best headlines he has had around his name in almost an entire year by giving back to people throughout this stream as well. Because of his own actions and behaviors, which again for his age just push immaturity to an entire new level, and then with Aiden Ross pushing him to say just about anything and also the chat. Overall, Drake just acted more unhinged than we have seen in quite some time. And because of all of this, Drake managed to end out this year, which has really went down as a turning point in his career for the worst way possible, by not exciting people for the future or making them nostalgic of the past when he was actually liked, but by reminding the world once and for all why he is on one of the biggest downfalls of all time. And now, before we get any further into how much of a mess Drake just made with this,
then I found out that his mother was on the stream. We ain't get that part, y'all. Hey, get a gang. We gonna react to that. Old Sandra popped up on the stream. Could y'all believe that? We gonna get into that, y'all. We definitely gonna get into that.
Latest stream, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. And so now with this entire Drizmiss event, in a long list of moments this year that have already done nothing to help his image and have really only made him look worse at every chance possible, it really seems like Drake's holiday event was rightfully one of the biggest presents the rap world has gotten when it comes to witnessing just how much this guy has lost it in 2024, because aside from the diss tracks and everything going on with his label and what he's accusing Not Like Us of doing, with Drake facing the public in a way and through a medium that is so directly in tune with the people, and then even more with the last stream he did with an even bigger audience this time, this has really been one of the most revealing moments in Drake's entire downfall, because beyond what his teams came up with on tracks or in lengthy written documents, we get to see Drake here for who he really is, and while being in these type of environments helps humanize some figures and make them a lot more likable, for Drake, with nearly every moment on this stream, he managed to show that for those who are still in denial, so much of what Kendrick...
Did y'all see the way Drake was swinging his weight around? Like, it was supposed to be a Drake and Aiden Ross stream. It was like he was leading everything, and like he just told Aiden, you just sit back. He ain't do that to the other dude. The other dude that didn't know him, he ain't do that to him.
Kendrick Lamar said about him is true, because Drake is spiraling to new levels that we have never seen. Because seriously, even in an event that from the way it was designed was clearly here to try and create strong positive headlines, as the whole purpose of this thing was a way for Drake and Aiden to give back to people in the time of the holidays. Overall, from Drake and Aiden pushing the brand Steak, who put this entire thing together, which really to get into that and how problematic Drake and Steak's relationship has been as a whole needs its own video altogether. And then beyond this, to Drake mentioning something about all the rappers he is up against and then reminding people of his downfall over and over again. In every single way possible, Drake managed to pull himself further away from hip-hop culture than he ever has been by standing alongside someone like Aiden Ross, and in the midst of trying to win the public back, just continue to crash out and show that even after all of these months and all the ways he has tried to take down Kendrick Lamar's accomplishments, that he is not over what Kendrick has done to him, because on multiple occasions here, Drake made it a priority to not just mention what this year in hip-hop all meant, but of course to drag Kendrick into this in some way. And even when Drake did something like repeat Kendrick's lines from Euphoria about Drake and Sexy Red and how Drake sees himself when he's next to her, which of course was one of the funniest lines in the entire beef. Just like when Drake said custard in a live stream chat and tried to jump on that viral moment from TV Off, or when he tried to rap over the BBL Drizzy beat. I don't know who is going to tell him that when he jumps on these viral moments from Kendrick Lamar or that another one of his rivals did that are dissing him or just spreading what they stand for against him as a whole. We are not laughing with Drake, but we are laughing at him. And from here, Drake's actions on this stream got far weirder and more revealing about where he is at in this time, because when reading a letter that was sent in by a fan, Drake was going through it line by line, and when he was reading it out loud, almost lost his entire mind because he realized he was about to start a whole other chapter to this rap beef with Kendrick by almost saying F Kendrick Lamar right on live stream, and again with this. While Drake's reaction to almost saying this does seem genuine, and it really does show on so many levels that what Kendrick Lamar has done to this man's career has absolutely changed his entire personality. And from just a few months ago, from taunting Kendrick over and over again to drop and acting like he was not a worthy competitor, to now where he is almost jumping up like a cartoon character when he is about to just say his name. This really shows firsthand that Drake even knows he lost this beef, and that Kendrick Lamar really is the boogeyman of hip-hop like no one really has seen before. And besides reciting lines from Euphoria or seeing just how scared Drake really is of Kendrick, which seemingly was even further confirmed by the fact that Drake and his team made sure that words and
that's what he get for trying to treat Dot like he's an underling, like he's somebody like, oh, you ain't worth my you're not worth my time. You see how that turned out? You're not worth my time. What I look like stooping down and rapping with you, you know? Dot said, bow, 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 bow.
Including Kendrick Lamar, Not Like Us, and anything negative about Drake in general were muted in the chat, Drake managed to make this stream even weirder, and further show us just how bitter and distraught he is from this beef by when him and Aiden Ross were talking. And Aiden went on to say that he thinks rap is in a horrible place and that there's no artist dropping music right now and that the music that is out there is trash. And now considering Aiden Ross's music taste and what he represents as a whole, first off, his hip-hop opinions just shouldn't be regarded with an ounce of seriousness altogether, but with what Drake said in response to this, he first said let's not go there, and after saying that rap will never go away, which I guess is a good thing because he's not in denial about that, when he went to talk about this year in hip-hop, he referred to it by saying just it was a weird NBA season. Which now with Drake not even being
he must have got backlash for saying that on that dude's stream. Remember where he was like, yeah, hip-hop is in a weird place. He got backlash from that, and then Aiden tried to follow up with it and say the same thing. Drake was like, no, don't say that. Don't say that. No.
able to address what type of year in hip-hop this has been straight on and having to use another analogy to get out his thoughts. Really, this just shows how much this year and everything that went down is sitting with him and just changing his entire personality and demeanor. Because seriously, to not even be able to get a sentence out about what this year has really represented just shows how Drake doesn't want to address the reality for what it is despite knowing it. But with Drake now sitting here and just looking at a year where he was involved in what at this point was the most watched and culturally important rap beef of not just this century, but really of all time, and after everything that happened, all he has to say about this entire year which he was at the center at is that it was a weird NBA season. Overall, just shows how this man has given up on rewriting the narratives that were created from his own failure this year, and while Drake does allude to the fact that he does have plans for the future, he just seems so down about everything, and really what's clear about the way the entire Drake brand is moving right now, from this stream and the one before this to brands he is working with and brands he is not, is that altogether we can see that Drake is really starting to disconnect from hip-hop as we know it, and while Drake is not done with music, as he says more stuff is on the way here, and he will surely rap again. Overall, when it comes to Drake being an active part in hip-hop culture, in terms of actually being a respected MC who is trying to just do anything to benefit what the genre stands for, it seems like Drake is going to be quitting on this entire part of what it means to be a rapper, and this is really going to have some shocking consequences on where his career goes from here, because if Drake is now turning his back on people who picked Kendrick to be the winner after losing their beef, while from Drake's end, this may make sense to tap in with streamers and their audiences who will like his immature antics and whatever music he makes that's an extension of that. While before even considering where Drake is going to go with all of that, and it seems like he is really going to try to start moving into the streaming space more and more, in this time where the field is getting bigger and his future as a rapper is just looking worse, altogether,
that dude was not feeling, bro. That dude was not feeling Drake at all, bro. He was not feeling them at all. I had to go back and check his demeanor. I seen his little attitude. He was throwing the phone down. Drake making little gestures to him. Hey, now, don't do this, do that. No, turn the song off. We can't listen to them. This dude was like, yo, get him out of here, bro. Get him out of here. I know we both sponsored by Steak and all of that, but I can't rock with this dude. I can't rock with him. Get him up out of here.
Getting bigger and his future as a rapper is just looking worse. Altogether, at the most fundamental level, Drake removing himself from the space that made him who he is and has preserved his legacy for all of these years, whether for better and for worse, is really going to taint where he stands in the eyes of hip-hop forever. Because to disconnect your art from the very culture that it's built from sets a scary precedent as a whole, and even for someone as big as Drake. Who knows if when his music isn't seen as the cool thing by these streamers, but he is moving closer into being their competition, they will feel the same way about him, and who knows if Drake will even be able to pop for this audience that loves the immature stuff he makes if he no longer can access the top young talent in the industry from labels and all he is stuck with is his own talent. Which leaves him with himself and then people like Smiley. And if Smiley is one of your go-to guys, I don't even have to say how bad that is. And so altogether, no matter with where Drake is going from here, the end of 2024 for him is really a moment where after over a decade of hiding and after months of finding out the truth of who Drake really is, now he is revealing to himself and the world just how immature he really is as a person, just how much he doesn't care about anything except for what he has to gain from a moment, because remember what the forces that put this event together in the first place were. And now with Drake ending out this year, which has been so symbolic in hip-hop, standing next to someone like Aiden Ross, as all of this is happening right in a time where Kendrick Lamar stood on stage with Absol and just regular people from where he's from, all to bring everyone together closer with the power of hip-hop. And again, Drake is now aligning with people and forces who don't just not respect and represent what hip-hop stands for at its most fundamental level, but just represent so much wrong with entertainment and where it's going as a whole. Overall, it's now very clear that Drake has made his choice about where he wants to go from this point on in his career, and no matter what, he is now going to have to live with the consequences, no matter where he ends up. And so now with all this said, let me know, what did you think about Drizmas and everything Drake just did, and where do you think all of this is going to go from here? Now I can't wait to hear what you have to say, and if you made it to this point in the video,
this is hilarious. Got a lot of opinions and then to carry it. Look, man, him getting on these streams and Aiden Ross and linking up and they doing stuff, what they doing is they're trying to lead the children astray. That's what this is about. How many children they could get to follow them. That's what I'm telling you. There's an agenda being pushed. We gotta wake up. There's an agenda being pushed. Aiden Ross, he been called out for doing this little stuff he be doing on streams and stuff. Then they got another agenda where they get Aiden Ross, they might get Kai Cenat, they might get Drewski, put them all in jail suits and have them go spending time in jail. Like, that's the cool thing to do. And they all laughing, having fun and all that stuff. I'm telling you, they trying to make it where as though that our young children think that it's cool to get locked up, think that it's cool to be down with the rainbow, think that it's cool, think all the detrimental things is cool. I'm telling you. And that's why we're here to check it. We are here to check it. We got to stand up and speak against this stuff. Y'all let me know what y'all think of the video, man. I will leave a link in the description. If you want to become a member of the channel, all you do is got to click the link in the description, man. This is wild. Big Kish signing out. I'm gone, y'all.